I was talking a few minutes ago about the actor from Hairspray who was uh, arrested, threatened with a taser, pepper sprayed, and sat on by police simply because of the colour of his skin. And I drew a reference to Stephen Lawrence, and I erroneously said that the Stephen Lawrence case, his murder, took place in 2011. It was in 2011 that finally two of the people who were involved in his murder were brought to trial. His murder took place in 1993. He was 18 years old, so today he would be 50 or something. It's simply staggering. It seems like only yesterday that event took place. So on the one hand, it's very vivid, and it was very shocking when it occurred. And yet, when you think so much time has elapsed and the police have still learnt nothing, and somebody said, "Oh, two-tier policing, I'm out of here." I don't know quite what they're suggesting, because the two-tier policing tribe were trying to suggest that the police were being much harsher on white right-wing youths involved in rioting, and that they're too woke to attack anybody else. That's not the impression that I get. The impression I get is that, yes, there is two-tier policing, and it still targets people of colour, and it is still broadly ignorant. We need a better police force, and we need the point of the post that I made was not so much that this man was attacked, but that having been attacked, having been wrongly attacked and viciously attacked by the police have not then turned round and publicly apologised. They're hiding behind an investigation, and even that seems to be taciturn and tardy. If the police wish the community to take them seriously, then they have to lead by example. And when they do something wrong, they should stick their hands up and say, fair cop, governor. And I'm deeply ashamed of the way the top of our society is behaving. From Priti Patel, who seems to get away with allegations of bullying, to other people at the very top of our society who get treated differently than people who might be committing the same offences or doing the same sort of things, and who don't have a name. People who have a name, people who have that sort of responsibility of a name. I'm not saying they should be treated more harshly because they are better known. I'm simply saying there is leadership, both in leading for things which are good and putting one's hands up when things are bad, and the dignity and honour. Everybody can fail, and I don't think we should be gloating over people's failures, but we should try to ensure those people who are tasked with leading our society, and particularly those who are tasked with leading our law and justice, are ready to admit when they've got things wrong. Today, I found myself in a peculiar situation where my bank had frozen my card, and I didn't discover it until today, about a week after they did it. They did it because they suspected fraud. I'm very grateful to them for looking out for me. But they claimed that they'd contacted me, which they hadn't. It's demonstrable. All I have to do is look back through my phone. No messages. And it took an hour to get the thing sorted out. An hour of being harangued and treated so appallingly, brutalised, frankly. And this is happening too often. People in power, in whatever institution, simply feel that it's permission to abuse their authority. I pointed out, they said at one point, oh, well, in order to sort this out, we need to ask you some identity question. I thought, well, I thought I'd already gone through the identity thing, and I'd keyed in my identity numbers and all these other bits and pieces. And they said, we need to ask you some basic questions. Okay, fine. If you're going to ask me some basic questions about my account, I don't have my account open, so I won't know any of the answers. So they then proceeded to ask me questions about my account. How much did I pay for this? When did I get paid this? How much is that? And I had to say, I have no idea. I just told you I wasn't looking at the account. I asked to speak to a manager. Eventually I got one. In the meantime, I'd opened my account. And thankfully he went through the same sort of questions and asked me the most ridiculous questions about what was going on in my account that I could only have answered if I was looking at the account itself. I consider that an abuse of power, and particularly given the fact that I had said specifically that I didn't have the account open. The reality was I wasn't even at home when I started that conversation. By the time the conversation had finished, I was at home. I was sitting at my desk. I was able to open my computer and access the account. But this is a sort of madness and a tyranny. And I come back to the same thing. It's a tyranny of bureaucracy, where the people involved don't have to take responsibility. Nobody is responsible.